Good morning. Today we will be starting off our first class of standard 10 with the subject information technology, that is IT. Okay, now the first chapter which you have in your this session is communication skill. Now when you talk about communication skill is the way to interact with the person to the receiver, okay, who is getting the data. Communication is a process of sending information clear to from one person to another. The same one person can be a sender, the other persons will be the receiver. In this communication process there will be many mediums being involved, clear. There are many protocols over there, clear. Now communication skills are of two types, that is verbal communication and non-verbal communication. Now when you talk about verbal communication, what is verbal communication is the oral, written, that all thing comes under the oral communication or the verbal communication. Verbal communication include your speaking, that is the oral communication. Directly you are contacting with the help of your voice, okay, you will be giving your input. Now talking about the written communication or writing communication, information will be sent in a written way, okay, just like letters, just like your notice or any other informations, being the pamphlets, being the brochure. You might have heard these words in English, okay. These all things, data will be sent through this verbal communication. The oral and the written communication comes under the verbal communication. Now when you talk about non-verbal communication means there are different procedure of doing this communication, okay. For doing that particular communication you need certain rules that needs to be followed, clear. So that is what non-verbal communication. Now effective verbal communication. For making a verbal communication to be effective, okay, for making a verbal communication to be proper, there are 4 ways, okay. Now first one is active listening. What do you mean by active listening? Active listening is whenever you are listening to someone or whenever you are getting the information, you should listen to that person. The person who is speaking to you should you should be, first of all, you should be an active listener. You should listen to that person who is speaking to you attentively, clear. You should not lose your concentration while listening to someone, clear. Otherwise if you lose your focus, you will not be able to understand what he is speaking about. Now second one is concise, clear and direct message. If you are sending a message, if you are sending a message, that message should be clear, concise and direct. The message should be easily understandable by the other end. Suppose if you are sending a information, that information or data should be understandable. It's not that after receiving that data, the person who is getting the data, he cannot receive it, he cannot understand it, clear. Now third one is language and vocabulary. Now when you talk about language and vocabulary, the language or the vocabulary which you are using, that should be understandable by the person who is at the receiving end. Suppose you are speaking in some other language, okay, so suppose you know English and the person whom you are speaking to, he don't know English, so it will be very difficult for him to understand. Although you have conveyed the message, but the message is not understood by the person who is at the receiving end, clear. So whatever vocabulary, whatever languages you are speaking, that should be an accurate language. Now clarity on the background and the purpose of communication. What is the reason for behind that communication? Why you have contact him or why you are speaking to that person? That message should be easily being conveyed, clear. Otherwise if you don't convey this message, it will be very difficult for him or her to understand, okay. So that's why it is mentioned what is the purpose of communication, why you are talking to him, why the message is being conveyed, or why you are talking or why you are giving information to him. That should be easily that should be understandable, clear. So that's what we have for effective verbal communication. Now next part, non-verbal communication. Now when you talk about non-verbal communication, previously I said it is a rule for doing the verbal communication, for doing the necessary verbal communication. While verbal communication means while you are talking, while you are writing, what you should maintain, what ways or what protocol you should maintain. The first one is this is the body language, okay. This body language comes under the non-verbal communication. So body language means how you are standing in front of that person, how your body behaves. Okay, when you are talking to someone, okay, do you look confident while talking to someone else, or when you are giving a lecture or speech in a mass gathering? So what is your body language, what is your body gesture? So first one is eye contact. You should look into that person eyes whom you are talking. Okay, that shows that yes, you are confident, you are not, lack of confidence is not there. It should not, this lack of confidence should not be reflecting on your face. You should not look somewhere else, or you should not avoid eye contact. But otherwise, the person who is listening to you, you will think that this person who is giving me the particular information is not very confident about this particular topic. Now second is posture and gesture. Now when you talk about posture or gesture means how you are, when you are talking to a particular person, how you are standing. Okay, how you are standing in front of that particular person, how your body is behaving. Okay, you should not shake your hand, or you should not keep your hand inside your pocket of the trouser. Otherwise that person will think that yes, he is not too sure, or he is not to the mark. Clear? Now third one is facial expression. So when facial expression means whenever you are talking to any person, or whenever you are in a meeting, you should not look very nervous. You should have a smile on your face. Okay, when you are talking to someone, it should not reflect that yes, this boy or this guy is not up to the mark, or not very much confident about his or her word. This non-verbal communication basically deals with your confidence, your body language, how your body language speaks when he or she is talking to you, or when you are talking to someone. Okay, this body language is basically seen in the interviews. Okay, when you are going to give the interviews, it will be much more helpful, just like your verbal communication. Now physical space. Okay, physical space basically means whenever you are talking to any person, what is the distance you are maintaining. Okay, so suppose if he is your friend, or if he is your relative, you can talk to that person by standing very closer to that person, but not in a not to a person who is outsider to you. Suppose you are talking to someone else, okay, who is not from your family, or then you need to stand at a very proper distance. Okay, you should not go very close to that person while you're talking, or you should not be it should not be there that you are talking to a person by standing very far away. You should be very close to that particular person, and you should give your ideas, you should share your information. So that's what we have for non-verbal communication. Now, feedback in communication cycle. So communication cycle is basically, it's just like a way. Okay, the information is being passed, or the message is being passed from the sender to the receiver. The feedbacks comes from the receiver, then again it goes to the sender, then the sender will again pass the information. So it's a rotation, or it's a rotating process which is being applied in communication cycle. So that's why it is said cycle. As you can see, the wheels of a cycle are circled and say, okay, the information will be passing to pass on between the sender and the receiver. Now when you talk about communication cycle, so there are 7 steps, or 7 persons being involved, or 7 things being involved here. Okay, now first one is the sender are basically those person who is sending the data. Okay, the messages or information that is being sent from the sender. I said, okay, if you're sending email to someone, okay, if you are sending the email, you are the sender. Okay, your email ID will be coming in the sender's position. Okay, now message is basically the information. Okay, message is basically the information that is being conveyed. Clear? The message is that information that is being conveyed between the sender and the receiver. The receiver will be receiving it. Now third one, is encoding. Encoding means whenever the message is being sent, it should be encoded so that the other don't understand it. Okay, it should be encoded in a specific format so that the other persons, those who are only those person who will be understanding that, or only those person who will be who are the receiver, who will only take the information. Now communication channel means basically the what we can say, how you are sending the data, what is the channel being involved. Okay, if it can be a wired channel, it can be a wireless channel. If it is a wired channel, definitely the cables like twisted pair cables, like coaxial pair cables, like your fiber optics cable, all these cables are going to be included or going to come. If it is a wireless, Bluetooth, infrared, Wi-Fi, these all will be involved. Now receiver, okay, you know receiver, right? Receiver are those person who receives the data, who will be getting the data. Now decoding, decoding means as you are encoding the data, as you are giving it a specific format, whenever it reaches to the receiver, it should be having it should be decoded, it should be decoded, it should have been decoded by the receiver to understand it. Okay, now if the receiver don't get it decoded easily, the receiver is not going to understand the data. Clear? Now feedback. At last, feedback means whenever the sender is sending the data to the receiver, it should be understandable, and after getting the data, the receiver should send a feedback that yes, I have understood the information. Okay, or if the receiver don't understand the information, he or she can basically give the information that I have not understood, please send it once again. Okay, so this is just a whole life cycle. Okay, it's just a sender here, receiver is here. Okay, now the information is being passed from here to here, the feedback, it is the message, it is the feedback. Clear? So this is what, from sender to receiver, it goes in a form of message. From receiver to sender, feedback comes. Okay, so that's what for today we have. Till then, thank you.